Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's webinar. I'm your host, Tim Sessions, the Director of Client Services here, and I'm excited to present this webinar. It's a little bit different than some of the ones we've had in the recent past, and so put some time and effort in making sure that we have some quality content to share with you today. While we let people trickle in, let's go ahead and take a look at the agenda here. Already made my introduction, but also with me, I have in the background Austin Goal. He'll be building the chat. If there's any questions in the Q&A that he can answer that don't need to be deferred to an on-air answer, he can get those ones rolling, as well as he'll be sharing some important links for you to click on throughout the webinar. One of them being, of course, our giveaway, but we'll get to that in just a second. And we want to and so, yeah, thanks, Austin, for jumping in on that. But we want to talk about the other apps. You've probably saw the title of this webinar, Everything But the Sweepstakes. So I'm going to be mentioning Sweepstakes minimally. I have a goal to not talk about it after this in this webinar, but it might slip out here and there. And then, of course, we want to keep some time open for a Q&A, and then we'll announce the giveaway winner. So again, my name is Tim Sessions. Let's see how looks like we got some participation in here, some participants. First question I want to ask you all is where are you tuning in from? I am in beautiful, sunny northern Utah. We're expecting some triple digits where we're at, and even maybe breaking the record at 107 degrees in Salt Lake, which is insane. As you can see, my beard is a little bit shorter from my profile picture on this introduction screen here to make room for some hot temperatures. But yeah, let's see where we got. We got anyone? Doesn't look like we have anyone mentioning where they're chatting in from. Love to hear it though. Feel free to chat in. So we got some hand raising going on there. All right, Omaha. Got someone from Layton. Welcome. And Charleston, South Carolina. Great. Michigan, Florida. These are all states I haven't been to yet. I've been to Ohio and I've been to Virginia. Great. Great. Thanks everyone for chatting in. Okay, let's spend some time here. Go ahead and scan this QR code. Also, if you don't have your phone next to you, Austin will be throwing the giveaway gift card or the gift card giveaway link in the chat, so you can click on that. But this is utilizing one of our new products, which is Scan, which is a QR code builder / link management tool. We've actually put out a lot of content around this, but if you're curious about that, you can check our website, previous webinars, or feel free to reach out with support if you're interested in taking a look at that. But why are we talking about everything but the sweepstakes? We have seen that our data shows that 9 out of 10 campaigns are created in audience are created as a sweepstakes. But we have a full suite of other tools as well, which we'll get into. But before we do, again, another interactive piece here, I would like to share a poll here. And let me go ahead and get that launched. And this applies to those of you who might just utilize sweepstakes heavily. Interested in hearing your responses with this. I know that this doesn't cover everything or all the reasons why we see most people utilizing the sweepstakes app. But the question is, what's holding you back, if anything, from using other audience apps, not just sweepstakes, for your promotions? So while we take those answers, let's go ahead and look at what the other apps are there. So we have Gallery or UGC, we have polls, surveys, quizzes, popularity brackets. So kind of putting two teams or people or items against each other and doing that. We have our countdown tool, which is a keyword tool, and we're going to get into some examples of these and down the road. And hopefully, because it looks like the majority of answers here are that it's not necessarily clear on how other apps can enhance our promotion. So hopefully that's the goal of this webinar, is to help out with that. But Form Builder, we're also going to be talking about something that you might not have heard of before, Listen to Win, also a Shopify plugin, and much more. So these are the examples of the other apps. We're just going to get into a few of those, but let's go over those. I'm going to go ahead and end that poll there and share the results for everyone to see. Again, heavily skewed on not clear how other apps can enhance our promotions. And that's a bigger conversation. We'd love to talk to you more about that, especially on a one-on-one basis. So if you have a client success manager, or if you're unsure, feel free to reach out in support, and we can help you all strategize on what other tools can fit into to enhance your promotions there. So this is definitely great insight. So thank you for sharing. Go ahead and get rid of that poll there. All right, so jumping right into things. VIP newsletter programs. This is one of the easiest ones to set up. It can be evergreen, and it can help grow your first party and zero party data, really help you understand who your audience is. And the tool to use is Form Builder. Now, we have an example out of the 104.7 Fish rewards. This looks like a sweepstakes form, but this was actually built in Form Builder. And I know that there are a few of you on this webinar who are familiar with what we're talking about here. This looks familiar to some of you because I've seen who the attendees are. But basically all this is a way to collect an email address, whether it's them typing it in or connecting to a social network, and then filling out the rest of the information that may or may not be required that will help the fish understand who their audience is and who they're sending these newsletters to. Now, I understand newsletter, VIP newsletters, it's not a new concept, but it's an underutilized thing or an underutilized topic that I'm seeing throughout our customers. You know, it's so easy to just collect emails and send out e-blasts, but these VIP newsletters can be your brand champions, so to speak. And so the more information you can get out of these people and help them to share your message or brand, the better. And so, you know, there's some PII here, personal identifiable information that, you know, will help you understand where they're coming from, who they are, what their interests might be, and so forth. And then, of course, here's some of the concepts that Fish has laid out that you get exclusive access to that maybe somebody wouldn't have access to if they just filled out a contest form and so forth. But, you know, discounts, freebies, special offers, early access for tickets, you know, before the general public there, special seating at selected events and more. And so that's a great call to action. I'm laying out the 4 steps or 3 steps here because there's actually no bonus entries on the form builder, but the 3 steps it takes to get someone through the VIP newsletter program. So I would encourage all of you, if you don't have this already on your site, have an area reserved for a newsletter program, especially a VIP newsletter program. And hopefully you're familiar with all of our integrations that we do have that will send this data directly to services like MailChimp or Sell-Through or SendGrid and so forth. So wanted to point that out, but let's dig deeper into this. With a VIP newsletter program, they can be tailored to the interests and preference of your most loyal readers, listeners, and viewers, and so forth. And this increases engagement across your network. Of course, like we saw in the Fish example, they can get access to exclusive content, including, you know, articles, interviews, early access to VIP events, and so forth, making them feel more connected to your brand. There's also opportunities for cross promotion, so partnering with other brands to offer exclusive deals and offers and discounts and prizes. This is just another way for you to broaden your reach while working with other brands that fit, you know, the message of your brand as well. And then you also get a highly targeted audience. With the VIP audience, they're your most engaged. They're the best ones to target, making it attractive to your advertisers or partners, and they might be willing to pay more to be part of that VIP newsletter message for those of you who utilize sponsorships by utilizing audience. Of course, there's always customer loyalty and retention, providing VIP members with special perks, like we mentioned already, discounts and so forth. And then you're just building your community, right? You're getting these brand ambassadors, people who want to hear what you say, and you can do this all through a simple tool. There's a few called Form Builder. There's a few more things before I get ahead of myself. You can track behavioral data. What are the preferences of these VIP subscribers? How much do you know about them? Also, you get them into a feedback loop where these members are likely to provide more detailed and constructive feedback on, who you are, where you're heading, helping to improve your content and services as well. We see that here at Audience through our chat and email, through support. We get all sorts of feedback there. You all are our VIPs, and so that's a nice little example there. But yeah, brand differentiation, it's a unique value prop. A VIP program can set a media or any company apart from competitors by offering unique value and that others don't. Prestige exclusivity by positioning VIP programs. If I sign up for a VIP program, I might have a little bit more feeling of exclusivity than those who don't participate in VIP programs. And you'll also find that with these VIP newsletters, you'll get higher open rates. More people are interested in what you have to say. And that boosts your brand's reputation, not only on an outward way, but also with email servers as well. In fact, working with a group right now who accidentally sent out a newsletter to an old list, and that actually dinged their reputation. And so one way that we're restoring this reputation, this is just a side note example, but is by sending to an exclusive list of people to help build back that reputation. And you get those higher open rates. All right. And of course, word of mouth, people sharing their positive experiences. You can also utilize direct marketing with VIP newsletters and cross promotions as well, like we said, with partnering with other brands. Okay, speaking of newsletters, we actually have a couple that we send out. In fact, some of you probably heard about this webinar through our newsletter called Insight. I just want to take this opportunity to give it a call out. You may have gotten signed up for this newsletter through our giveaway, but this is our weekly newsletter that's filled with insights on industry education, case studies, templates, and much more. But there's another one that we just launched. I think the first one just came out this month or late last month. It's called Amplifier. And Austin's going to go ahead and throw in the links there to sign up for this newsletter here. But this is here to help you make more money and close more deals. So this is obviously more advertiser focused. By subscribing to the Amplifier, you'll receive a monthly newsletter with helpful sales tools, guides, and resources to help you thrive. So be sure to check that out. Just wanted to give that call out while we focused on newsletters here. But other uses for our Form Builder application, I know I got heavy on the newsletter side, but really what we're talking about in this instance is Form Builder. But you have your lead gen, you have loyalty programs, news and local story submissions, teacher nominations, first responder nominations for rewards and recognition there, internal feedback from your audience, and of course user-generated content. But while we talk about user-generated content, we can't forget about our gallery application. I know a lot of you are familiar with gallery. It takes a few more steps to set up versus a sweepstakes. Oops, there it was. I accidentally mentioned sweepstakes. But having a well-executed gallery is a lot of fun, not only internally, but for your community. And here are a few examples. This one is a bank here in Utah There's also a community page here in Utah who ran a calendar contest, and just a few examples of what those submissions look like. And we'll get into a specific example here shortly. But the reasons behind a user-generated content contest like gallery is that you get that active participation. Contests encourage the audience members to actively participate rather than passively consume content, fostering a deeper connection with the brand. You'll notice a theme in this webinar. It's all about connecting with your brand. Let's see if I can remember this quote that I came across. This applies a lot to like social media marketing and so forth. But in the past, it was more so consistency. Of course, it's important to be consistent, but now what we're looking at is more value behind a community with that brand. And I think that you all understand that more than most as far as how important your community is with your message there. They're creative and fun. Participants often find photo and video contests enjoyable and creative, enhancing their overall experience with your brand there. You get diverse content increase. You get diverse content creation as well. So you get variety of perspectives as your audience is all sorts of different people from all sorts of different backgrounds. You bring in a wide range of perspectives and creativity that may not be captured by professional content creators alone. So it's a little bit more amateur, but it's something that that you can utilize and help promote your brand. And of course, there's always fresh content too coming in. So you might be stumped on an idea. Throw that out to your community, let them generate the content and help you better understand what's going on. And you can do this with the gallery because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, there's photo, video, and also audio submissions that can take place here. Back to that community topic, you're getting shared interests. You are getting some interaction and collaboration. So UGCs, they facilitate interaction among users and between users and the media company, building a stronger community bond. With the calendar example that I briefly mentioned, not only is the community submitting the photos, but the community is voting on which photos can win too. So, you're getting all sorts of participation from both sides there. They're also cost-effective way to get content. So you're outsourcing that content. The UGC reduces the need for expensive content production as the audience generates the content themselves. And of course, this could be scalable content creation. It allows for the production of large volumes of content without significant investments in resources. Let's dig a little bit deeper here. You'll get an enhanced social media presence. You have potential for things to go viral. I think we could come up with several examples, each of us, with ways that people doing stuff for news or UGC has gone viral. And so it helps promote your brand there. It'll also help increase your followers and engagement. Back to that brand loyalty and trust. You're getting your customers involved. So involving your audience in the content creation fosters loyalty and makes them feel valued and heard. And then, of course, on the authenticity and trust, UGC is perceived more as an authentic and trustworthy by audiences compared to professionally produced content as well. And then you're going to get some valuable data and insights. You'll understand your audience preferences. What are they generating content around? Maybe that'll give you some ideas of what to generate content around as well. And again, back to that feedback and improvement. These UGCs can be a source of feedback and ideas for improving products, services, or content. And with marketing and promotion, you'll get content for various campaigns and user endorsements as well. So that's the example that I wanted to show you with Good Earth Markets. That's a healthy based market that I'm familiar with here in Utah. I didn't look into if they are nationwide, if they're a nationwide brand. But they ran a campaign that was Post Your Healthy Haul, where people posted a picture of products that they're using to start 2023 off healthy. So this was right around New Year's, and they had opportunities to win gift cards to that grocery store. And we all know the value of a grocery store gift card in this day and age. But as you can see, they got several submissions that they could then turn around and use for marketing. Also, it's showing some brand loyalty and trust. It's like it's showing that the general public, hey, we're shopping here. These are the types of products we're getting. And they also mention why. That might be a little small to read on your screen, but it says share why you chose the products in your photo. And so me as a consumer, I could see, oh, well, they chose all this stuff, because they're working on this sort of problem, or they're hoping for these health goals, which might be similar to mine. And this was all user generated content based on their audience, based on their crowd, and they could then take that and utilize it. Other uses for gallery, though. Again, I dug heavy into specific examples, but you could get news submissions. You can do battle of the bands. You can do some matchup campaigns, this or that, sports plays of the week. That's one of my favorite ones to see, is when sports plays are uploaded internally, and the news stations will allow for the audience to vote on which one should be featured on the Friday night news for high school football game of the week and so forth. It also creates an opportunity to drive foot traffic. I saw one news station partner with a grocery store where they had a cutout with one of their news anchors. I think it was called Selfie with Steve or something like that, where you could go in, take a selfie, upload it to the UGC contest for a chance to win probably gift cards to that grocery store as well. But that's getting people into the store who may not normally go. And voice or personality contests, one that comes to mind there was a junior reporter contest that I saw run out of DC, where they divided into categories of grades, and they had like a super young age group, a middle young age group, and then high school age group, where these categories were competing to be a junior reporter, and they got some really cute and enjoyable content there. All right, jumping into our next one, we're going to talk about some keyword contests, and this is utilizing our platform called Countdown. Now, something that I failed to mention, sorry, I need to back way up. I was excited to talk about all this stuff, so I got a little bit ahead of myself, is some of these might not be familiar to you, because maybe they're not part of your current package. And so if they're not, and these are things that you're interested in, of course, we're standing by to talk about what it would take to get these added to your account. And countdown contests might be one of those. This is an application that we built to deal specifically with keyword contests. Now, a lot of you might be familiar with our keyword or keyword plus field, but with the keyword countdown contest, this really shows you, or it really focuses in on that keyword style contest. And again, we'll get deep into this, but here's an example that I thought was pretty creative, because we see a lot of keyword contests around cash prizes. In fact, we do one ourselves, which I think is starting next week, I believe. And that's the daily cash contest that we're running as a national promotion that hopefully a lot of you have signed up for. You actually don't even have to have the Countdown app to participate in that. But I like this one because they were using it to give away a trip. If you're unfamiliar with our Countdown application, it shows the audience when the keyword it will be available next. So it creates some anticipation. It causes people to come back to the site multiple times, and it allows them to enter that keyword. Now, obviously, you need some sort of megaphone to announce the keyword. So, if you're a radio personality or group, you can announce it on air. Obviously, TV has that sort of megaphone as well. If you're a e-commerce or a marketing brand or trying to sell something, then you can utilize your social media presence to announce those keywords. And they're timed. Again, if you're not familiar with this, the keywords are timed. So I believe in this example, they might have been available for just 1 hour. So I had an hour to get to some point, whether I was listening in my car and heard the keyword, to pull over, put in that keyword, or if it's on the way to work, I have the opportunity to put it in there. And then once you put in the keyword, then you can collect that personal information. So then again, you're building your audience and your database there. I also wanted to call out that a recent addition to this was our step 3. If you're familiar with our step 3, that is the bonus entry option. So they're not just getting entries for entering a keyword, which you can enter multiple times a day, but there's bonus entry options as well for you or your sponsors. Taking a deep dive into keyword contests. A lot of these might be pretty on the nose and obvious, but you're going to get some daily engagement, especially off of those, 3 to 5 keywords per day on an active audience. So posting a few targeted keywords daily keeps the audience engaged and encourages regular interaction. You'll also get some SEO benefits as people are visiting your website multiple times a day, and consistent keyword usage improves SEO, making your content more discoverable, and it keeps the content fresh as well. So regular updates will ensure that your content remains relevant and timely. Back to the brand awareness, got to throw that in there. Sponsored keywords for brands. So if you partner with a brand, maybe there's certain keywords that they want to use and utilize to help promote a product. So if it's a product name that they're using as a keyword, you can utilize that as well. Or if it's an event that you're hosting, maybe you want to pull some keywords out of that event as well to get those words top of mind. And it's going to build your community. You're going to generate some social media engagement there. People talking about this keyword contest. Maybe you post the keyword on social media and get people engaged there. And you're going to get some interaction and collaboration. And of course, you see how you can build your audience and build on your database with getting new and existing, or creating new email lists, or adding people to existing email lists as well. And with this, keyword contests are going to be a sure sign of who your most active audience is. And of course, those participating in the keyword contest are those people. So you can segment and target those down the road. And it's kind of like a snowball effect. Maybe that list is 100 people on your first keyword contest. But as you target them, you know that they're going to come back, but you're also going to be adding on to that as well. So that's the importance of understanding who your active audience members are. Other uses for the countdown contest, we already mentioned cash contests. You could do high value concert tickets, giveaway experiences like we saw in this example that I pulled up there. Generating foot traffic. So maybe you want to do it where you have to go into a location to get the keyword, and maybe you make that keyword longer or live for a little bit longer than you would if it was announced on air or on social media. You could also use it to utilize scavenger hunts. And somewhere in these mountains behind me is $25,000 that somebody has hidden in a Utah scavenger hunt, and they're utilizing a poem to show people where it's at. That's a fun promotion idea. Didn't plan on talking about that, but when I saw scavenger hunts, that reminded me of it. Okay, now we're getting into the weeds here. We have a couple more examples. I know we got some. We're running up on time here. I believe this was scheduled for about 45 minutes. I want to make sure that we can get to some questions. Looks like there's some great participation in the chat. Now, listen to win. This one's a little bit unique in that it's utilizing some custom setup on our end. I'm bringing it up here. This is an exclusive breaking news, whatever you want to call it. I'm bringing it up here because there might be a chance that this is available as something for you and your network to use. This is more focused on the radio side of things. So I won't dwell too much on this, but I just want to share the concept with you and what it might take to get added to your accounts and how you can get in touch by doing so. Now, here's an example of a login screen to listen to a stream online. So this one's saying create an account to stay connected with 103.5 The Arrow. This is a necessary step for what I'm about to talk about. So how it works, it pulls in stream data from your source. So we're not a streaming platform, but if you have a streaming platform, we can pull in content from that. And what it does is it tallies listening time for each user. And that can be set, whether it's an hour a day, every 15 minutes or so. There might be some limits because of the data that we're ingesting that does, tax our database, but you can tally it on certain amounts of time. What we've mostly seen is listening for an hour counts as one entry, or even just listening at all for 1 hour during a day, you get one entry for that day. And then a winner can be randomly chosen. So we're ingesting that login information, how long they listened, and a winner can be chosen at random off of that. We have a pilot program going on right now. We've seen it work. That's why I'm bringing it up. But what's needed if this is something that you're considering talking about? We need a streaming service that has an API. So this might be a little bit more technical than what we're familiar with. I know it is for me. I just need to understand that we need to be pulling that from somewhere. And like I mentioned, we also need a login method to listen to a method to log in to listen to a live stream. And of course, big question is included in my subscription. Listener rewards is an upgrade to your current plan, so we'd have to discuss the cost of adding that to an account because there is some customization and some database management that takes place that would be a maintenance cost as well. And so it varies per customer based on streaming platforms, API login methods, etc. So I want to throw that out there. We might have some questions around that, but wanted to just get that on the radar. We also have another one called Purchase Rewards, and that's utilizing a Shopify plugin that we built a while ago. We were experimenting with working with brands who have built their websites on Shopify, and we've seen some success there. But this is an example of what that can look like. Lightning 100 currently isn't using our Shopify product, but I did notice that they do have a Shopify store. And you might be familiar with this concept of purchasing for a chance to win. So the way that this one works is obviously we're tracking orders that were placed through Shopify. It currently only works through Shopify. And the reason why I'm bringing in the Lightning 100 is because I feel like they've done a really good job at creating cool apparel and content around their apparel. And so this might be an opportunity to build upon something like this. And also maybe this is an opportunity for you to get some ideas of what an online store could look like for your brand if you don't currently have one there. But you can assign entry points based on different items in the Shopify store. And as people purchase those, there is a chance to win. We see it with, we're working with a group called Vehicle for Good, where you're donating and have a chance to win a pretty awesome vehicle for donating to a charity. We see it a lot with a lot of e-commerce brands, especially internet personalities and so forth. So wanted to throw that one out there. Again, how this one works, you connect it to a Shopify store. You assign an amount of entries per purchase, and you can pick a random winner based on purchase behavior. And of course, what's needed is a Shopify store. Setup is a simple click of a button from the Shopify app, so we can help facilitate that as well. And jumping back to this, is Shopify included in my subscription or the plan? It's not, but it would be an upgrade to your current plan. Again, something that we could discuss if that's a route that you are interested in. So let us know in the chat if these are conversations that you would like to have, whether you know who your CSM here audience is, or if you're aware of having one. Austin, if you see some of those come in, if you wouldn't mind taking note of those. Of course, you can always reach out later as well to support@audience.io, and we can make sure that we connect you with the right people. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit briefly with where we're headed, and maybe you get an idea of this with the giveaways that have been on the last few webinars. But let me go ahead and pop out of here And let me jump over to our example studio. Now you have access to this, so this isn't any big secret or anything like that. But I wanted to give you an idea of where we see the future of campaigns, contesting, promotions, where we see those going. And it's something that we're calling experiences. So I'd encourage you to come to audience.io/example studio and check out some of these concepts. You're going to see some of them that you're familiar with, but there's others that are somewhat different from the way that you're used to utilizing a campaign. And I want to show you that we're forward thinking and moving in this direction here. So this is a local restaurant survey. Now you don't have to be a restaurant to utilize this. Maybe this is something that you offer to some of your partners who are restaurants. Maybe you're the facilitator of this survey for a monthly fee to them. We can go ahead and try the campaign. So tell us how we did and win a $100 gift card to Seven Brothers merch. So it's a simple rating. You've probably seen this, anywhere that, your people are always gathering feedback for their products, and give them an opportunity to review on Google. So looks like a simple survey with a sweepstakes form and so forth. But as you can see, it's a little bit different than let's look at this Miami Dolphins one. There we go. Okay, so with the Miami Dolphins, this one was a partnership with Alto. And again, same format. I enter my zip code, fill out my information. What's my email? This was a pop-up on Alto's website to win VIP exclusive passes. You fill out your information here, your phone number, and then answer some simple questions. So rideshare. Where do you usually go for utilizing rideshare, concert events? How often do you use rideshare? Monthly. Which ones do you normally use? I could pick Alto and Uber and continue on there. And then I can get a discount for $20 off using the code iHeart for this giveaway. So I'm entered to win a VIP experience. Also included in this is information that Alto is collecting. And this was a partnership with iHeart, Alto, and the Miami Dolphins. And so all of this information is being utilized by all the different groups here. So I would encourage you to jump over to our example studio, check some of these out. I know I'm scrolling fast here, but there's a real fun one called Destroyed Can Energy. That one's an odd-based email capture game. That one's a lot of fun to play with as well. But I just wanted to show you some of the areas that we are headed with our product there. So let me jump back into our presentation. And let's see what we have for any sort of Q&A. Looks like we got a couple answered there. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this time to see if there's any questions that come in. There is a Q&A section in the chat, but while those do come in, I'll give you another opportunity to scan our QR code. If you came in late, also the link is in the chat there as well. So be sure to check that. Looks like we had a lot of great conversation, some back and forth in the chat there as well. Also got some great information on why Sweepstakes is getting utilized more than some of the other apps and tools. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. It looks like we don't have any questions coming in. So while you fill out the entry form, just want to shout out our newsletters again. We have the Insight and the Amplifier, and also Austin, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and choose the winner there. It looks like we got some here's a question actually I saw in the chat. I was looking in the Q&A. Our contests do not look like any of the ones that have been showcased. Is that upgrade to maybe basic package or company could have purchased? Let's see, when were those? So the contest that I just showed, like I said, we're an example of where we're headed with our contesting there. That's a great comment there. Tucker to everyone, but yeah, also he mentions the best of upgrade that you're interested in as well. That is another conversation that we can have regarding best of, if that's something that you would be interested in adding to your package. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Feel free to reach out. You can also email me personally, and I'll get you to the right person to have that conversation. My email is just tim@audience.io as well. Okay, so let's announce winner. Looks like we already have one. You must be present to win. So without further ado, let me check the participants. Nathan James, are you on this call? Nathan, if you are here, we got a hand raised. Congratulations. You are the winner of the $100 gift card. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. I know this is a lot of information. There'll actually be a recording of this uploaded to our help center, as well as a blog that's created around this as well. So all this information will be available within 24 hours. But if you need to get in touch, here's our information. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and feel free to reach out with any questions.
Audience. Know your audience.